If you saw the title of this video, then you know what this video is going to be about. So I look a little bit like a mess right now. I am very disheveled. I love this dress though, and I like my little shoes. So I was like, I'm going to try to at least dress up. My hair is an absolute mess, but so this is going to be a bit of a sit and chill video. You know, my videos can run really long when they're sit and chill videos. I'm going to try my best to keep it condensed, but you guys also know me. Also, there might be a lot of pauses. I'm probably not going to edit this video. There might be a lot of stops and starts. You saw the title of this video, so you know what's going on. I am very sick and I'm very happy. And you might be like, okay, that's weird. Why would you be happy about what I'm about to say? And it's because not only do I have answers, guys, trust me, watch this video to the end. This isn't just a doom and gloom video. This is miracles. This is, especially if you have chronic health issues, trust me, you do not want to miss this. You will not predict where this is going to go. And so if I know the title of the video sounds horrible, but if I look happy, that's why. So, okay. Yeah, so just forgive me on this. And then the setup, I just moved. So first of all, I'm going to try to give you guys as much as I can. I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. I moved to Phoenix. And anybody who knows me knows the last 15 years, I have been racing to get to the Sedona, Arizona area. I am in the desert. I am so happy here. I love it. And we're in a heat dome. It's so hot, but I love it every day. And there's mountains everywhere. So like there's these valleys, but then we're surrounded by mountains everywhere. And every day I'm doing hour and a half hikes in the morning, sunlight therapy on these, just stomping around on these mountains. I'm so happy. So, okay, what's happened? It's been almost a year since you guys have heard from me, and I tried to come back, and you guys know me, I try to come back and stuff happens with my health. So here's what's going on. Last, if you remember, I was doing stem cell therapy and it was going well. It worked. It worked a little too well. So let me tell you guys what happened with the stem cells and where we're at now. Okay, so if you guys remember, I was doing stem cell therapy and I was talking about how intense it was, right? So it was last June. Sorry, I have a lot of body stuff, so I start having to swallow. Stuff just starts coming over my throat. So last June, I just start getting really tired. I'm sorry, just stay with me. I have these bouts of exhaustion because of the fevers I keep running. Last June, I did some stem cell therapy stuff for like 2 weeks, probably like 5 days total, and it knocked me out. The stem cells, they are patches. So it's not like you're getting somebody else's stem cells. It's patches that you put on yourself that stimulate your own stem cells. They worked. First of all, I'm happy to say the gut issues I've been having for years that made it so that I gained a bunch of weight and all of that, it's gone. It fixed it. It took about 6 months and I had to gain some weight in that, which is always stressful for me because my body has just not worked correctly, so I can't get it off. But the gut issue is gone. That in itself was such a miracle. Funny enough, my partner, it was right on my partner's birthday, was the last gut flare-up that I had of that, never came back. We now think it was just a horrible infection that I just couldn't get rid of. There's a couple things we think might be going on. But okay, there's more to that though. So there's the gut stuff, but then there's something else that happened. Horrible reproductive issues. In fact, I remember my partner who's from Omaha, we went to the zoo one of the days that I had just started the stem cells, and every 5 minutes I had to sit down and take a break. The pain in my reproductive pelvic area was horrific, and I started just randomly bleeding. And it felt like I was constantly having surgery done. This went on for over a year. The pain was excruciating. So I was in one big constant flare-up. My menstrual issues were all over the place, and I was like, what's going on? Like at that point, so me and my practitioner who I've worked with for 8 years, very close to her, it's like something's going on there that my body's trying to fix. But basically, and we didn't know what it was, but it was like my body couldn't quite fix it. It was horrible. Now in that time I had some successes. I have grown my TikTok channel to over 640,000 followers. I got to the point where I had 2 months in a row of over 200 million views, killing it, right? I was doing such a good job with everything. But you guys know I have to take these breaks because my health goes down so bad. We found out why. So in March, I was going through so much physical pain. Things were so bad. I went to my partner. Thank God for my partner. And I said to my partner, we got to have a come to Jesus talk. We have to talk about either we got to try to find some crazy things to work for me, or we're going to talk about end of life services and where that's legal, within respect to not getting anybody in trouble. I want to be here. This isn't a mental health thing. Physically, I cannot keep doing this. I'm going to get really emotional. I'm in too much pain. I need help. And I said, this is not what I want to do. I need to know it's an option. And this is something we dealt with privately and quietly. This is something almost nobody in my life knows about. And so I called my practitioner, who I trust with my life, because this person, my practitioner, she's kept me alive. I work with several people, but she's my main one. And I said, so what do we do? And she said, I understand, but we have something that might help. And I said, what? Now, guys, I got to be really careful with what I say here, because I'm going to be fully transparent here. What she is talking about is not technically considered legal medicine in the United States, but it is in the Scandinavian countries. In fact, this is something that they routinely use in even their Western medicine. She said, I have a lead on something. I have a lead on a woman who is using MedBed-like technologies, and it is in the state of Arizona, which I moved. And so funny, before I knew any of this, guys, so me and my partner had talked about, we want to, sorry, I just get exhausted and then I just start losing where I'm at. We had talked about, we want to go to the Southwest. And so in January, this is before this has all happened, we went for a month to Phoenix, loved it. We said, we're going to move. We want to move. And so I knew we were already going to move in like May, June, right? And she said, this person is not in the Phoenix area, but not too far away. And I went, oh my gosh, what is this? She goes, I don't actually know. She said she has a family member with cancer issues and other people around her. This is I don't know if it's a new thing, but this was new to her. And my practitioner knows all the weird, crunchy stuff. And what I love about her is she was in Western medicine for years and years and years, until she basically was told you have 6 months to live and get your stuff together. And she fixed herself. And that's where she started getting into naturopathic. She does both, which is, she's always my first person when I go to. I'm like, you're the main person I go to. And then everybody else works around you in what I do, because I have a team of people that work with me. So anyway, she said, I don't actually know what this is. I've been calling this woman the alien witch doctor because of that. This new woman she was talking about, but she said, this is light and sound frequency. It's fixing people with all types of issues. It's zapping cancer. And she said, but I can't even talk about it. We have to sign NDAs to go in there. And she goes, I don't know if you're comfortable, but she also knows me. I said, sold, sign me up. So she knows how bad things were for me. And she also knows I'm somebody, I will do anything. She's watched me over the years transform. So she knows with me, it's never, and you guys know this with me, it's never a lack of not trying, right? I have an 8-hour health routine, 8 to 10 hours I do every day. On top of trying to do social media, I fit social media around my health routine. 2.5 hours of an Epsom salt sauna bath of boiling hot water that I have to refill twice. And then I have heaters running in there. I do my sunlight therapy. I do, which is really gross, to do coffee enemas. That's always really fun to talk to about people. For my liver, there's a whole host of things I do. So I said, sign me up. She goes, okay, we're going. She's like, funny enough, we booked an appointment in a week. We're going. I'll come back and tell you. So she came back. She says, it worked. It's amazing. Person that she has who has cancer issues pretty severely, it's gone. It disappeared. What is this? She goes, I can't say much. You just gotta go. I talked to my partner. What I love about my partner, and guys, I will be introducing him to you soon, actually on camera. So my partner is a literal scientist. He got his degree in being a scientist. He now is in another field, but he comes from that very logical mindset, right? Was in med school, studied to be a doctor, turned into a scientist, is now a software developer. Like, he's kind of like me. He's this cool Renaissance guy and can do all this stuff, but he comes from that field of thinking. And so, but he knows how bad things were, and he said, let's do it. So I talked to my practitioner. I said, look, we're moving in June. Should I do this before? She said, yeah, I would. It's that important, I think. So we booked a whole trip, a 2-week trip. Well, first of all, I'm going to come out here and look at homes and stuff in the Phoenix area. But this is in the Arizona area, so we booked a trip. I have to be really careful with what I say because I don't even know what all I can say. But this is what I want to tell you. I went in and the person is wackadoo and I love her. When I say that, I'm a wackadoo. Just a big weirdo. Wonderful. Very welcoming. Very kind. And so I didn't even tell them the issues I had. Basically, you go in there and there is a technology. It's kind of like an in-depth sonogram is what I'd explain. They look at everything in your body. We go through everything. So the good news is everything was working perfectly. We're going through my thyroid looks great, which I had gotten a couple years off of the, what is that called? It was thyroid meds. I forget what it is. It's a pretty common one. But most of the time, if you think you have a thyroid issue, it's also actually something else. That's a whole nother topic though. And now one thing we did see is that my chesticles are very fibrous, which is not good, but there are no issues with that at the moment. So my heart looks great. One thing I was really proud of, 4 or 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's gone. And that's a result of all the enemas and the work I'm doing on myself. The enemas clear out your liver, the coffee enemas. Gershwin therapy, check that out. That's really interesting. And I do that for 2 hours a day. It's crazy. But sorry, all of a sudden a wave of fever hits. I'm not trying to be a victim. It makes it so I can't think. And then I have to pause and then I feel stupid. So my apologies. Okay, what am I trying to say? Where was I at? Okay, so we're going through everything. Everything looked great, even my digestion. Yes, and what that told me is everything I've done is working. But I was also getting nervous because I'm like, please find something. Please find something. I'm so sick. We get to my reproductive area. We found cancer. And I am so happy about it, which might be confusing. Stick with me. On the screen, because you can see on the screen everything, you see this area of red and yellow and orange awfulness, and then around it a ring of blue. Now what's funny is I kept telling people, I was like, I only did the stem cell therapy for like 5 days. Why is it almost a year into it, I can still feel like my stem cells are all revved up down here? Why? That's why we saw my immune system and my stem cells surrounding it all. So let me tell you what we know. So first of all, it's not a technical diagnosis because technically what I did can't technically diagnose, but it's what's there. It's what's on the screen. But it can't be a technical Western diagnosis of medicine because Western medicine does not consider this medicine, although the European countries do. Welcome to the United States. But this is what we're doing, the baby steps of MedBed technology. So on top of that, we found some other interesting stuff. PCOS, which I knew that's cyst tumors on your ovaries, that area. But then, check this out. My uterus is tilted. Now, apparently that's common. And I feel like when I got my IUD years ago, they had told me something like this. But this is what's even more interesting. Most of the time it's tilted like towards the back. This is my loose understanding. I'm not a doctor. Mine's tilted toward the side, which is not common, which we think is causing the PCOS and other issues. Because basically what it shows from what this doctor told me was everything is functioning correctly, but all the hormones, everything is getting trapped in that area, creating issues. So what happened was there is this long wand with this thing on the end that zaps a light and sound frequency in your body, and it dissolves whatever is there that needs to be dissolved and lets your body absorb it and then detox it. And we saw it all disappear on the screen. I'm not kidding you guys. Within 2 minutes of this happening, all this pain, and I felt like I had been having PMS for over a year that was just ramping up, horrible, disappeared. And it has not come back. And I told this woman, I said, this is my life's work, what you are doing. What you are doing, this is bringing back those technologies of MedBed technologies that I've been screaming about for years and that me and my ET friends have been talking about. How do I help? We can't talk about it yet. Depending on who gets in office, which we will talk about, there is one person, a presidential candidate running, who is aware of this technology, is funding this technology, and wants to bring it back. I don't know, it might be the same person who said, basically, it's like you can put light into your veins and it acts like bleach. It's not about actual bleach. It's that light is a natural disinfectant. And when you do certain light and sound frequencies at certain megahertz, it can do all types of things to the body. We've known this. The ancients knew that. We've seen this time and time again. And it's not about, and I don't even want to get involved in the politics. I don't care. It's about all of us restoring our health. So here's what's happened. From that, I start getting exhausted. I have had being rapidly better. However, cancer is a tricky thing, I've learned. First of all, I think it happened with the IUD. I think that's been the cause of a lot of stuff. I think that IUD caused so many issues, heavy metal poisoning, and I think for years my body has been fighting this. Now, the good thing is, from what we were able to see, it hasn't spread. My body has it, like my immune system, you could see it like surrounding it. It has been trying to get rid of it. It just can't, which is why I've been consistently so sick and why I keep going down. This is why, like, when I've tried to do things and I get successful and I have, I don't know, like certain companies who mess with me, I can't rebuild it. I don't have that energy. Now, the last couple, so this was in April, late April. We moved and I've been here about a month in Phoenix. I love it, but the last 2 weeks I got really sick again. So here's what we think is happening. I have another appointment to go back and do another session. We think it might have come back. Now, here's the thing though. I'm very different than other people. People hear the word cancer and they look at it as the end. I don't. I know in myself that cancer should be as easily treatable as the common cold or a minor infection. It's that we aren't allowed the technology to let that happen. So I look at this as a positive. I'm not like freaking, well, first of all, here's another thing. This is not to scare you guys. This is just explain the science. We all have cancer cells in our body. It's just typically your body gets rid of it. Some of us don't. Some of us haven't. We don't even know. And it's really low stages. I'm frustrated. Like, this is what I went through afterwards. So first 3 days, high on gratitude. I'm feeling better. And then there's a process. It's, look at everything I've been through in my life when I was going through cancer. Look at it all. I've had very little help from family. Friends, the friends I do have are great, but like we're all struggling. It's not like they can step up and do a ton other than we help each other as and when we can, right? And we're all busy. Look at what I went through, knowing probably for the last 12 years, this is what was going on with me. There was some anger. Look at what I went through online with what everybody said. I remember people yelled at me. It was so funny back in the day when I was first on YouTube and I talked about my health and I got a lot of flack for it. People were like, ooh, she said she has cancer. I'm like, I never said that. No, I have had issues with tumors. And I had to defend that. And funny enough, that's actually what was going on. And I didn't know. I'm not somebody that can do chemotherapies and things. Are you kidding me? I can't take anything more than a Tylenol for pain. No, I know I wouldn't do well with this. So I got to do the alternative stuff. But I've gotten, over the last couple weeks, fevers have come back. It's gotten bad again. We think that it's come back, but I want to explain how this works. So even though I do believe this person I'm working with got rid of it, because I know how great I felt, when your cells, because your cells turn over in your body every 3 or 4 months. Every 3 or 4 months you got like a new body, right? There's like a turnover. In those areas, it can still, where the turnover is of cells, they can still be infected for a while with cancer. So you have to go back and get it taken care of. So that's what I'm going to do. I have full faith this is going to work, and I have full faith that no matter what, we're going to find the answers. I don't believe it's my time to go. But because of this, it has reshaped a lot for me in my life. It has reshaped the way I operate and do things. First of all, Marissa Peer, check her out. She is one of these manifestation gurus, but she talks a lot about how to manifest good health because she's done it. So I'm now doing this thing every day. I do hundreds of these mantras. I direct, instruct, command, code, compel, and condition, the DICCCC acronym. I direct, instruct, command, code, compel, and condition my digestive system, my digestive organs, my gut, my body's ability to lose weight easily, quickly, healthy, calmly, automatically, healthy, safely, wealthy, successfully. My nervous system, my nerves, my vagus nerve, my brain, my immune system, my reproductive organs, my hormones, my endocrine system, my uterus, my body, my neck, back, head, and face. These are all issues where I either have pain issues or illness to work perfectly and properly, as I know it can be now, forever and always, and so it is. And I say that so fluently because I do it all the time, nonstop. It's a mantra in my head all the time. Funny enough, the mantras I started 2 weeks ago is when I started getting sick. And there are lots of components around that, but I've also had to really do an internal look at why I got sick. Illness is different for everybody. I'm not one of those people that's like, if I fixed it, you can fix it. It's all coming from the same place. But I do believe many times it's because there's a traumatic event or something happens in our life. For me, I started getting sick when I was little. My parents got divorced and both became very, very toxic. And my parents stopped being parents. And I think it was my body's way of creating, it was like a manifestation of my body creating something so I could get the love and attention and affection that I craved, because both parents decided they were just done. And I was left alone and kind of abandoned. Not literally, but it was kind of like, okay, you have food and clothes, now leave us alone. And a lot of us went through that, right? And I think over the years it ramped up when I created and attract bad relationships, not knowing, abusive relationships, not knowing, because that's what I grew up in. And it was my body's way of crying out to be taken care of. So these are things on a deeper internal level. And by the way, I'm not saying that about any of you. I'm saying what I've been through, because I do believe when you're sick, the spiritual stuff I follow, a lot of times the new age stuff will say, illness isn't real. BS, it is real. They'll say it's all in your mind. Well, that stuff I think many times will start because we are off in our mind and our emotions. We are somewhere in our lives not following the path that we know we're supposed to follow. Yes, but it is something that body creates. It is something we attract, and it's real. Of course it's real. And depending on what it is, it can take time to heal. I've been on this path for a while. But I also think this is a path that teaches me, because even though I'm not scared of the C word and I have full faith, I'm also intelligent enough to know this isn't something to joke and mock at. I'm fighting for my life, but there's a reason for it. And I believe, aside from teaching me everything I need to know, one of the biggest reasons, guys, I believe this with everything, with my full chest, the biggest reason I'm going through this, aside from teaching me, is I need to be sick and show people real time what's going on and how to fix it. Because guys, the technology for med beds, those technologies, we can all be healthy and healed, they're here. We now have to make the choices. What path do we want to go down, and how much longer do we want to stall these things happening? All of you who are watching who have cancer, who have autoimmune, chronic health issues, like me, and I know a lot of you guys can relate to this, you know deep in your heart, we can all feel it. This isn't supposed to be how it's supposed to be. This is not the plan. This is not what we are supposed to live. But guys, to create that world, we have to have the voices to speak up. And I'm just one of what I hope are several voices who want to speak up about this stuff and tell you guys. And guys, have faith. I promise you, especially with these next elections, if we all make the right choices, these technologies are coming back. And as soon as I know that it is safe to do so, I will be telling you guys about these technologies. So I'm happy to report the stem cells did work. They just needed help in this area. My body needed help. And they did so much good. And guys, we have a lot of good coming. Actually, tomorrow, I'm going back to the area and I'm going to go do another, what I call cancer treatment. I am so excited. Good things are here. And I'm not telling you this, guys, for doom and gloom. If you were to be in my body right now, I feel so bad. But I have so much peace and happiness and love and faith in myself, because I know there's a reason for this. There's a reason I'm going through this. There's a reason you're going through this. Your loved ones are going through this. And we're going to get better and we're going to heal, because that is what we are designed to do. It is our God-given right. And I'm going to do everything I can in my power to help us all do that. One more big thing I want to say, because there are so many good things with my health. If you guys remember, I've talked about this. There was a meal I used to eat, the healthiest meal, and I used to live off this. It was sauteed, like stir-fry vegetables. I just take a whole onion, chop it up, saute it, and salmon with a ton of herbs, garlic, onion, basil, oregano, dillweed. And it was my go-to. And as I got sick, I had to stop. I couldn't eat it anymore. It would make me too sick. I'm now back to eating that meal. I can now eat cooked vegetables. I still have digestive issues, but I'm not gaining weight. Doesn't make me sick. Doesn't make me feel like my life is ending. I'm back to that. And I'm just so happy. And it's able to allow me, my body is now losing weight quicker. Water retention is now, like you can see it, guys, like I look so much better. And I'm just so grateful. So to all of you who are still with me, still on this path with me, still watching, I love you guys so much. And gratitude is not the word. Thank you for being here. And if you guys want to continue on this path with me, this channel is going to get real weird and it's going to get real fun. I'm going to say things and deliver messages you're probably not going to hear anywhere else. But like you've seen with other things, I'll be proven right. Because I am in the best of my ability. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to connect with the best, most highest loving energy, the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it. Because my job is to try to make this world the best, most highest possible place it can be before I leave and make us all that. And if you guys want to create that with me, and it's up to us to create it, to hold those thoughts, to hold the vision, that's all we have to do. And we're going to bring it back. And if you want to be on this journey with me, I'm so grateful. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on my health. I'm going to keep you updated on what I'm doing. And gratitude is not the word. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys soon. And I'm going to do also a quick update. I'm going to try to get my setup going. I've been too sick. I'm too sick to even test my microphone. You guys might be like, but you can sit there and talk for a half hour. Actually, I can't. I've been driving myself nuts when I need to cover the election, when I'm covering things, I'm too sick. Talking is autopilot. And I finally got so angry. I'm like, I don't care. I might be throwing up after this because I'm so sick of what I've done, because that's a thing. I'll be in so much pain. I will have to fight not throwing up. But I need to say these things. I need to do these things. I'm going to get my setup here soon, so it'll be a little bit better. But stick with me, guys. It's going to get weird and it's going to get wonderful. I love you guys. Take care. Lots of blessings. And I will see you soon. I don't know what that means. Hopefully at least every day I'll be doing a video. I'll try to do multiple if I can. It just depends on my health. Okay. I love you guys, and I'm so excited to see y'all and be here, and take care. Mwah. Okay.